And the Anime Award goes to... Sung Jin-Woo from Solo Leveling.
Congratulations to Sung Jin-Who.
It's that time of the year again, the Anime Awards season, and every pundit is ready to throw out their hot takes. Or should I say, cold takes. It's a magical time, when you can declare that the Crunchyroll Awards do not matter, while complaining about the awards mattering. A perfect place for myself to swoop in and hold my nose up high and claim to be above all this bickering. Of course, that is not true. I care enough to make this video, but here is a refresher what has been happening in the past few weeks. You might have come across few videos and opinion pieces lamenting the Crunchyroll Awards, and how Sung Jin-Woo said, "It's time to solo this level," and soloed the awards. The audience stood up, an aura formed. I'd say this is the par for the course. The most popular anime won the Popular Anime Awards, but what has set some people in a real twist is that it beat Frieren, a very beloved fantasy anime that has held the #1 spot on my anime list, and won the hearts of millions of people, even if mal scores can be a bunch of baloney sometimes. The reaction then has been mostly cordial, with a mix of disappointment, anger, but at worst, people have been told to aura farm themselves. You know, the best and the brightest the anime community has to offer. This reaction to Solo Leveling winning by the wider anime community has left me befuddled, because apparently Crunchyroll Awards has somehow duped everyone. I can't be the only one that knew that these awards have always been the most popular Anime of the Year awards, and it's not like Crunchyroll has tried to hide the fact. When it comes to anime awards, my biggest problem with them is that they are just popularity contests. You can probably already guess the nomination for this year's Anime Awards just by sorting by popularity. Yeah, they call it the best anime of the year, and it is the best anime of the year, voted by jurors and public that predominantly watch their anime on Crunchyroll, or are in the overlapping community to vote for it. It is a popularity contest, with a jury to try and balance it out. But who is to say that the jury can't vote for the most popular anime of the year as the best? Any hack fraud can say the anime of the year is the best anime. The Crunchyroll Awards are the most popular anime awards ceremony, and with a big enough sample size, the popular choice like a cream will rise to the top. But what is my stake in this? I obviously care somewhat, but my reaction to the awards were a mix of, "Oh, that's a nice choice," and "Oof." I mean, I didn't even vote, so I guess I'm the problem. I'm sorry everyone, you can blame me for this turn of events. I am furious though that Girls Band Cry didn't win the original anime award, and I'm even more furious that the Ninja Kamui won it over all of these anime. So, let's just focus on the Anime of the Year category. Would I have voted Solo Leveling over Frieren? Before I answer that, if I would have voted, I would have voted for Apothecary Diaries first, then Dungeon Meshi. Yeah, I'm one of those that prefers Dungeon Meshi over Frieren. Now I'm not even going to pretend to compare the qualities of Frieren and Solo Leveling, since they are completely different shows, and that won't get us anywhere. So I had an idea. Instead of asking why Solo Leveling was voted as the anime of the year, I asked myself a more interesting question. Is Solo Leveling anime of the year material? Strip away all the context and the quality between those nominations. Could an argument to be made that Solo Leveling is an anime worthy to be considered the best anime of the year? You can't strip away the context when a piece of media was nominated, but I will try to minimize it the best I can. Would I, in whatever circumstances, see myself voting for Solo Leveling as the anime of the year? You might be confused as to why I'm asking that question. Well, I'll have to come clean. I have not watched Solo Leveling. it was always pushed back in the list because I wanted to watch something that I know I will like. Even season 2 airing and all the hype didn't make me want to watch the Aura Farm show. So yeah, I had no skin in this race when the winners were announced. So I booted up Crunchyroll, started watching Solo Leveling, and after a couple of days I finished season 1. So, what did I think about the season 1 of Solo Leveling? Drumroll please. I kinda liked it. No sarcasm or unfunny quips. I had a really enjoyable time. Solo Leveling knows what it is and it executes it perfectly. I can see why it's so popular. Great animation paired with a great story hook right at the start would carry almost any anime. It is a textbook power fantasy anime. You pull up a dictionary and there is an image of Sung Jin-Who next to it, alongside Kirito, the guy from Eminence in Shadow, whatever his name was, and Rude. While I did cut myself with the edge few times, and most of the side characters were nothing to write about, but that was excusable when the moment-to-moment action, Sung Jin-Woo aura farming, was very strong. Solo Leveling actually reminded me a lot of all those getting kicked out of Heroes Party for being weak, but my hidden ability turns out to be overpowered anime and manga. And when compared to those, I'd put Solo Leveling almost at the very top. And from what I've been told, season 2 gets even better. Can't wait to get started on that. Highlight for myself was the bombastic fight in episode 11. No spoilers, but this was how I always imagined how an animated fight against Orstein would look like. Outstanding. And I was giddy the entire episode. As a side note, and a mark against Solo Leveling, is that when it comes to webtoons, I do prefer my power fantasies more when it has a female main character. The returned C-Rack tank Won't Die is a one example, and Hyun is a literally gender-swapped Sung Jin-Woo, but she is way more unhinged. I love her. So, is Solo Leveling the best action anime of 2024? I would rate it equal to Dandadan, with perhaps a slight edge to Dandadan. But both of them get bodied by Sengoku Yoko, easily. Circling back and trying to find an answer to my original question, and this is where it gets pretty tricky, because I didn't exactly get my mind blown by Solo Leveling, as there isn't anything that gripped me and toyed with my heart or made me excited beyond belief. Funnily enough, that's a similar problem I had with Frieren. I mean, what do I know? I'm biased. I've gone on record that I enjoy 2.5-dimensional seduction more than Frieren. Or more accurately, the floor on Frieren is very high, but the highs of 2.5-dimensional seduction were so enjoyable that the significant lows that I hide in the basement did not get in the way of my enjoyment, and I ended up liking it more than Frieren. In a small part of my twisted brain, this to me feels like fans of two popular anime duking it out, because Frieren is not some underdog. It was one of the most popular anime, and I should emphasize this again, that the Crunchyroll Awards have always been the popularity awards. Even the two anomalies that break this assessment, both Yuri on Ice and Made in Abyss, were very popular and continue being so. So to me, it's interesting that this is the year where it has all gone down to the shitter. Did the popularity of second season of Solo Leveling pump up the numbers? Of course, but keep in mind, if Mal and Anilist are to believe, then among enthusiastic anime watchers, Solo Leveling was beloved, and they have very similar popularity numbers. You can make the argument that people voted Solo Leveling without knowing that they were voting for season 1, but at that point, I would advise you to direct your energy elsewhere, because it definitely is not going to matter at all. And I've always found that argument to be weak. I don't think you would have significantly changed anyone's mind to stop whatever they were doing and reconsider their votes. Solo Leveling fans were going to vote for Solo Leveling even if season 2 wasn't airing. I think there are bigger problems with Crunchyroll Awards than if the most popular anime won over the another popular anime. The less popular anime, like Days with My Stepsister, Senpai Sanoto Konoko, Yatakarasu, Brave Bang Bravern, Sengoku Yoko, Oi Tombo, and many more might not even get a sniff of the awards. I swear, if My Pussy Witches gets a nod, not a nomination, just a nod in the next awards, I will treat myself to a nice meal. I guess this should be Juro's job, to highlight these anime that flew under the radar, but I'm not completely sold on that idea. Jurors are people too, believe it or not, and snooty juror picking some artsy-fartsy anime that they hate, which 10 people have seen, is a stereotype in itself. No one is telling that the jurors can't think that their most popular anime is the best anime. Or if you wanna somehow gatekeep that normies who vote for the most popular action anime, regardless of all else, are not real anime fans, then kindly pound sand. Like, how are you going to gatekeep? I don't even have to pay to watch anime, and I'm not talking about sailing the high seas. I can just go on YouTube and watch legal streams of Nokotan and Cinderella Grey. Good luck trying to keep me out of watching anime. Are the awards biased towards anime that air on Crunchyroll? Of course, but that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Crunchyroll hosts the awards, so of course the average voter would be the most familiar with anime on Crunchyroll. It's not foul play, it's just play. I mean, this year's awards did not even have discussion about rat shit. The Crunchyroll 2026 Anime Awards, now with rat shit. The reaction to these awards prove that people still care, even if they claim otherwise. Why else would you get mad or be holier than thou and claim you're above such frivolous awards? Yeah, okay buddy. See you next year when Solo Leveling Season 2 sweeps the awards. So to answer my question, could I have seen myself voting for Solo Leveling as the anime of the year? Yes. But what about among these candidates? No. While I'm surprised how much I enjoyed Solo Leveling and have to question some of the slander Solo Leveling gets, I would have not voted it as the anime of the year in this competition. I guess my whole premise was flawed and I've wasted your time. Then again, what do I know? I gave the most underrated anime of all time, Orb, a 7. Here, I rated these two anime higher than Orb. Send 10% of your complaints towards Potocki.